And good morning. We're here at Realcomm Live. I'm Lisa Woods with Realcomm, and with me this morning is Isabella Mitchell. She is the Director of Independent Consulting Network with Yardi. Hi, Isabella.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good, good. So we were chatting a little earlier, and I understand this is your first conference,
It is.
first Realcomm IBcon conference.
Yes.
So what do you think so far?
It's very exciting. I'm enjoying it a lot. A great number of people to meet, and we had an event last night with our clients and our consultants around the harbor. So it was really very nice. I'm
Great.
really having a good time.
Great. Now, can you tell us a little bit about how long have you been with Yardi,
Sure.
what your role is there, maybe a little bit about your background, since this is your first conference. Not a lot of
Sure.
people may know what you do or where you came from, how long you've been where you are now. So just give us a little bit of background.
Sure. I've been with Yardi about 16 years. So I started in the support and services division, and I was there for about 11 years. I'm in New York, actually.
Okay.
And then about 5 years ago, I moved over to the sales side and helped with multifamily and investment management. And then about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, I started working with the independent consultants. And it's really fun because they're a great group of folks that we have with us, and they help our clients when, the client needs more hand-holding or more services that we can't provide or they would
Yes.
rather get from a third party.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about that. I'm not sure that a lot of people are aware of the Independent Consulting Network with Yardi. Can you tell us, has that been around a long time?
Yeah.
Is that something that you just started? Give us a little bit of overview on what that group is all about.
Yeah, so as I said, we have around 130 of them. They've been around, we've done this for roughly 15 years or so,
Okay.
formally, informally,
Sure.
And so what happens is when a client licenses software, they need implementation services, and so either we provide it for them or the client has the option to hire a third party. So these are folks that we've already met, we work with, and we know about, and so we put them on our website as kind of recommended to work with if they're going outside of Yardi.
Okay.
So a trusted partnership, basically, with
Okay.
with third party.
Okay, and I understand that Yardi is in the process of revamping
Yes.
this consulting network. So can you tell me a little bit about that? What kind of revamping are you doing? Why did you decide that
Right.
you wanted to to change or adjust or improve?
Yeah.
Give us a little bit of that history.
Well, because it's been around for a while and it's been very much a transactional kind of relationship. We thought at this point in our development, Yardi's growing super fast, and we have a rapid growth plan. Our products are innovating. It's very hard to keep up, even for us, and we work there. We realized that it's important for us to continue to increase our focus and our investments in our partners. Partners have always been a very big part of the Yardi ecosystem, but we're focusing more on the actual benefits for the partners as well as Yardi right now. And so that's why we thought it was a good time last year. We've been talking about it for a while, but last year in earnest we started revamping the program and adding to it and having conversations, serious conversations about what we want to do and how we want to improve it. And I think so far it's going really well. We're getting positive feedback from internally, from Yardi folks and from the consultants. So we think it's going well.
That's really interesting. I think that's an outstanding program that you put in place. Can you tell me some of the benefits that consultants get by being part of the network?
Sure. So first and foremost, they get a listing on our website.
Okay.
So if a client has licensed Yardi software and they want someone to help them, either if they've already licensed it or maybe they're looking to license it, even with product selection, our consultants help with that as well.
Okay.
They can go to the Yardi website and you can, search by market, by product and region, things like that, and find consultants, or, you reach out to Yardi folks and we can help you as well. And then, so after the listing, they'll get sandbox environments. So we have different platforms, Breeze, Voyager, and we have sandbox environments so that the consultants have access to the software itself, and they can take a look at it and play with it. And if they have questions, they reach out, they create cases, and our support people help them. In addition to that, we have a consultant portal, so we can communicate with them and transfer documents that way. We also do an executive briefing for our consultants. We started it this year. We're going to have an annual executive briefing in Santa Barbara. So they get to speak with our executives, understand the roadmap for the verticals and things like that. They come to our YAS, our annual YAS event. And also we've kicked off, we're piloting a university, an Aspire University for them, so they can get trained and get certification and things like that.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about the university.
Okay, so that our university is built on our Aspire platform, so it's one of our products. We like to use our own products.
Yeah.
And so it breaks down kind of with the product line, so Breeze and Voyager, and then further down even into the verticals. And so the idea is into the future, we have learning plans that we've created for each of the verticals. And as the consultants go through the learning plans, they'll get kind of like a badge that follows them around, or the consultancy will get a badge. So it just makes them stand out when clients are on the website looking for a consultant that does investment management, and they have the IM badge. Okay. So they know, okay, they've been through the certification process, if you want, and Yardi said they're good. So that's kind of why we started the university. Because the product lines are so vast and we're growing so quickly, it's important to try and get our consultants as many resources as possible to keep up with the vast product lines that we do have, and to make sure they're up to date and they understand what the offerings look like and how they can better represent that when they're working with our clients.
Well, and I've heard a lot of conversations across a number of different sessions at the conference this year, but particularly those that are dealing with talent.
Yeah.
With hiring and retaining talent in your organizations. And I think the one central theme is around empowering those employees, making sure that you're putting a lot of money and effort and resources into training, so that the employees feel that they are being supported, feel that they have a confidence in what they're doing, and I think that's really important. So that's a tremendous network and a tremendous system that Yardi has in place to really bolster and support the consulting community.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that a lot of companies are really thinking about in terms of putting money and resources into.
Yeah, I think the constant communication and interaction, and we're also doing co-marketing opportunities with our consultants, something that we want to make sure that they understand they feel supported, and we're doing the best that we can to kind of help them along, because the products are so rich and there's so many of them. It's hard, obviously, to do everything. We've just started. This is going to be a multi-year project, and as time goes on, the university will get with more and more a larger library of courses, and the services, the resources we give them will increase as well. But you have to start somewhere, right? And so that's why we're just starting with the base, and we've built the infrastructure. That's what we've been doing the last kind of 12 months. We haven't seen a lot of changes because the infrastructure was being built. And now that most of that is there, we can see the good stuff coming now that's more visual, like the university and the portal and all those other things, the executive briefing, because we want to be able to share our thought leadership and where the company's going with the consultants, so that they understand where our minds are and they can kind of reflect that too.
And everybody's on the same page.
On the same page, yes. That's always very hard to do.
Yeah, it really is with an organization that's as big as Yardi is, and probably,
and grown quickly.
And growing quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only here, it's only 16 years, but when I started, our office was only, on Long Island, it was only 30 people. It was very small, and now we're way over 250, and we've moved locations, and the company is huge at this point. And to still be private is really wonderful. It's a wonderful organization to work with.
Well, we only have a couple of minutes, so my final question would be, if someone wanted to become part of the network, what is their first step? What do they need to do?
So that's a great question. While we're revamping it, we've actually closed out the system so that we don't take on new folks, because it's hard to revamp it while you're, take on new people while you're revamping it. So we kind of closed out the application process for new folks right now. But I would say if someone's interested, they could reach out towards the end of this year, more like December 2024,
Okay.
and we can give them an update on when we expect it to reopen.
Okay, all right, great. Well, it was a pleasure having you, and hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. This is the last day,
Yeah.
so
I have,
we
and
wrap
it's
things
great
up
to
this
meet.
afternoon.
Yeah, it's great to meet this Realcomm conference and have our consultants here too, that
Yeah.
and our clients. It's really been fabulous. Thank you so
Good.
much for having us.
Well, thank you for being here, and maybe we can chat again sometime in the near future
Sure.
and check in on how the network is doing and how
be
you're
great.
doing, and would love to have you back and have a chat.
Great, thank you so much.
Great, thank you for being here.
Thanks.
And that wraps up this discussion. We'll be right back.